The new day began with the same lifeless gray sky and bitter howling wind as the day before, and the day before that, and the month before that. The neighboring hills wore thick coats of snow that seemed to hold nature prisoner. But for the youngest child from the last cottage in the village at the border of the Forest of Sighs, life was changing. His grandmother had inspired him with a new hope, one which put a lift in his step and a smile on his face. He felt as light as a feather.
"You will not mock us much longer, bird,"
he said to the crow flying above him. The night before, his grandmother had confided in him that if one had the courage, it was possible to bring joy back to the land of gray winters. "You must find the great book of small joys," she had exclaimed. "It, and only it, holds the secret to what has been lost. The book will help us rediscover our surroundings which we have long forgotten, and I hope help us rediscover joy. You must travel far into the Forest of Sighs, to the place written on this map. Alas, the map does not show how to get through the forest." She thought to herself for a second, then said, "You will have to ask the nymphs who live in the woods for help. They know the way to what you seek, but be careful. They are very miserly and will only share their knowledge in exchange for presents or promises." The grandmother assured the boy that the objects in the bag would help him on his quest. Knowing she was very wise, the boy heeded her advice and set off at the crack of dawn. Soon he arrived at the edge of the forest, where he met a group of lumberjacks hard at work. One with especially harsh features stopped in mid-swing, turned and asked the boy where he was going. The ferret cheerfully told the lumberjack about his mission. But when he mentioned the nymphs, the lumberjack hung his head while a tear rolled down his cheek. "You know nothing of danger that awaits you, little boy. Nymphs are callous and uncaring creatures who are only concerned about their own happiness, even if it costs other people dearly. You see, I was once in love with one of them, and she broke my heart." All of a sudden, the lumberjack's mood changed as he shouted, "If you wander too far into these woods, you risk never coming back." The boy calmly answered, "I sympathize with you, sir, but I must carry on, no matter how dangerous it might become. Perhaps I will meet your long-lost love. What did she look like?" The lumberjack drew his arm upwards and dried his eyes on his shirt sleeve. "She was a wonderful woman and a great beauty. Her perfume was like a soft summer breeze in the middle of this endless winter. She warmed my soul. But that was before the happiness left the land, before her heart became cold and unfeeling." "A summer breeze, you say?" said the boy, his mind racing back to the objects in his bag. Seizing the moment, he withdrew the blue-tinted bottle and proudly presented it to the lumberjack. "Sir, I offer you this precious vial. Its contents are said to bring back small joys to those who use it." Intrigued, the lumberjack accepted the gift wholeheartedly. He held the delicate perfume in his large, roughened hand, and he sprayed it into the open air. As the perfume escaped from the vial, the lumberjack's expression changed entirely, as if he was enchanted by the beautiful aroma. "By what magic is it possible? It is the same comforting breeze of summer, the same perfume that my dear nymph wore. This is truly a sign of hope, as you say." The ferret nodded farewell to the lumberjack. Then he marched along the narrow track that sank into the dense wood. "Be careful, little boy. Awaken the heart of my lost love and bring happiness back to us if you can," shouted the lumberjack as he watched the boy disappear into the deep woods.